Well, the first time I got involved with Paws was probably through Steelcase in the program that they had where Paws would come and give demonstrations and presentations. And so I became aware of Paws probably about 1994. And I had a chance to meet Mike Sapp at the time and was impressed by Mike. So he said we should come and learn more about the organization.
Jim's service on Paws Board of Directors began in 1996 and included years as the board chair and as a member of the executive committee. In that time, his leadership has been an important part of the growth of an organization that has expanded programs and services to clients in more than 40 states throughout the country.
Well, I think it's changed in terms of being open to new possibilities. Originally we were there obviously for hearing dogs and then service dogs, and you start to then expand into areas like seizure response, and in the last few years providing service dogs for children with autism, but always keeping an open mind about different possibilities.
Jim has always had a special appreciation for the volunteers involved with Paws With A Cause. These dedicated individuals spend countless hours raising the young puppies and providing homes for the mama and papa dogs in the breeding program.
It takes a special breed to raise a special breed. Loyalty to the organization, compassion for the dogs and for the clients. What amazes me is how they can do what they do and then turn the dogs in and then turn around and start it all over again. And I saw one when we have there's a certain day when the foster puppy raisers will come in with their dog and turn the dogs over to the organization. And it's a very emotional day. And last year I remember seeing this one dog that was very proud, yellow Labrador. And the dog was sitting over in our one of our canine evaluation center buildings in the back. And the head was held very high, and there was 3 young children draped around the neck of the dog. And they were crying, and the parents were crying, and Paws personnel came to lead the dog away for its next phase of training. And the family was crying. I went up to them, I said, "How do you do this?" And they say, "We do it because we love it. It's good for the children, and we'll do it again next year." Without the foster puppy raisers, this organization couldn't exist. That's the lifeblood of bringing those dogs to the right stage where they can move on to the next phase of training. And without them, we couldn't exist around here.
Following his retirement from Steelcase this past year, Jim and his wife Debbie relocated to Baltimore, Maryland, driven by a desire to be closer to family. It's a dramatic move from their longtime home in West Michigan, a home that includes a great many friends and community connections.
What I'll miss about West Michigan and Grand Rapids is just the giving nature of this community. There are a lot of great nonprofits in the Grand Rapids area, and they all exist because of good volunteers, donors, board members. It's a very, very compassionate community.
Jim's commitment to the West Michigan community has gone beyond his service to Paws. He's been involved with a number of area nonprofit organizations, both as a volunteer and as a board member. No matter where he gave his time, he brought his experience, leadership, and passion for defining vision and developing strategic plans.
I've had the opportunity to share a process with a lot of different organizations on how to develop their vision. And actually, not only with Steelcase, but I also started doing it with Paws With A Cause when I first joined the organization. So I was able to take that then to other groups such as Gilda's Club, and also the Children's Museum of Grand Rapids and East Grand Rapids Schools Foundation and other groups. So I've always enjoyed that, bringing the board members together, the employees together, and together trying to find out what the future looks like for the organization. I think the key is you have to find a passion that you have and then find the organization that matches that. So when it comes to things like Gilda's Club, I'm a cancer survivor from the late 90s. So I know what they can do for people. And they're an extremely well-run organization, powerful impact with Laugh Fest here in town. So I've enjoyed working with them, and and all the other organizations have been tied into.
Jim's passion for aviation has led him to the creation of a new nonprofit organization called White Feather Flights, which provides an outlet and support for individuals and families who are grieving the loss of a loved one.
White Feather Flights is a process whereby we celebrate a life with flight by providing airplane rides to people who have lost someone in the last year or so. We do it through Gilda's Club. We've also done it through Steelcase Aviation. And it started about 5 years ago, and 6 years ago it started actually in Ann Arbor with the University of Michigan's Comprehensive Cancer Center. And we expanded from there, brought it to Grand Rapids, and it's been going for 5 years now at Steelcase and Gilda's Club. So I promised myself when I retired last year from Steelcase that I would try to find some way of taking this process nationwide. So that's what White Feather Flights is a website, Facebook page, and a way for people to gather together, pilot groups, grief support groups, and create a memorable experience like a White Feather Flights in their own community.
Jim Hesseman has been a valued volunteer, leader, and supporter of Paws With A Cause for 20 years. Despite the miles between Michigan and Maryland, Jim's dedication to Paws' mission will continue as the organization keeps evolving to meet the needs of future clients.
There's a lot of great things that have happened with Paws in the past, and I'm convinced there'll be a lot of great things going to happen in the future. We've got many new volunteers coming on board. I think the business development area has done extremely well. I think that the clients are still very passionate and committed to Paws With A Cause. The employees are some of the best I've seen in all the years I've been here. And we have new board members coming on board. So I think that's an important part of the future, is continually getting new people involved, pushing the envelope a little bit. So I think the future is very bright for Paws, and I think it's, I may not be around to see it directly, but I'll see it from afar, and I'll come back and visit often. So.